What's going on, guys? Joe at Odyssey Off-Road. As you can see, we got the Sport Quad, the ultimate Sport Quad of all time, the Raptor 700 here, lined up head-to-head with the new Beta Cross Trainer, or X Trainer, however you want to call it. People call it both. But the question of the day is, what's better, Sport Quad or dirt bike? Now, depends on who you ask. You're going to get, I guess, probably 50-50 split in the answers. Maybe even a group of people are going to say they're both equal. And I don't know. What do you guys think? Do you guys ride dirt bikes? Do you guys ride sport quads? Did you come from one and switch to the other? Leave a comment below. Let me know. I'll start a discussion there on that. Me personally, I started on sport quads. Always had an intrigue on dirt bikes since I was a little kid. Now, what kid doesn't, you know? If you're a, young kid growing up in America, young boy, even some girls, they're just intriguing. They're cool. Who doesn't love it? The sound and excitement of it. When I was young, I was interested in the dirt bikes. Very young, like a little kid. Rode BMX bikes in the woods with my friends. And when I got a little bit older, 10, 11, 12, I was introduced to three-wheelers, specifically Honda ATC 200Xs, 250X, 350Xs, 250Rs. My cousin and my uncle, they had family friends who had a bunch of three-wheelers, and they were always over at the house. And then, so I would ride those, and I was hooked on three-wheelers at the time. By the time I was 14, I was just begging my parents to buy me something. They said, well, we're not getting you a three-wheeler. But, so they bought me a quad. They bought me my first quad, and it was an 87, I believe. I always forget if it was an 86 or 87. But I believe it was an 87 Honda, 4-tracks, 250X. That was a really cool sport quad. Honda had that and the 250R. That was their sport quads, the 4-stroke, and then they had a 2-stroke. And so I had the 250X, and it was awesome, man. I had that for a few years. As I grew older, I sold it for my first car. When I had more money, bought more sport quads, and so on and so on. Until now, I'm 47 years old, and I have purchased my first dirt bike. So that kind of led me to this video. Like, why did I wait so long to get a dirt bike? Now that I've been riding dirt bikes, I got about 10 hours on that bike. I had about 8 hours on the bike, the Honda I had before that. So I got about 18 hours of seat time on a dirt bike, and I have a lifetime of seat time on a sport quad. So how do they compare head to head? What's more fun? What's better? What should you get? I'll try and answer all those questions here. For me personally, man, I'm having a lot of fun on the dirt bike right now. And it's mostly because it's very new, very new to me, like I just said. So I just started riding dirt bikes. I've been riding sport quads my whole life. But I obviously, because of my experience, feel much more comfortable on a sport quad. Now, opposite may be true for you. Maybe you grew up on dirt bikes your whole life, and you switched over to sport quads or 4x4 quads, whatever type of quad. In this video, we're going to kind of primarily talk about sport ATVs versus dirt bikes, because those are the two that always are battling head to head for, the two groups. The sport quad guys and the dirt bike guys are always butting heads on what's best and all that stuff. I think it's more so sport quad guys have an appreciation for the dirt bikes and the dirt bike guys, I've always found. There's a portion of the dirt bike crowd that just is like, sport quads, you have no talent to ride those. You have to have a dirt bike to be the coolest, And there's that mentality a little bit in the dirt bike community, I think. But there's a large group of people who just have an appreciation for both. At this point, that is me. And that's always been me, even though I've been on sport quads up until now. I never had a dirt bike. I've always appreciated the talent it took to ride one, and it is very hard, much harder than riding a sport quad, I will tell you. And So it's cool. I mean, it's cool to have both, and I'm lucky right now. I have that. I have both, and there's a lot of people out there I think that do have both as well. But there's that other crowd that they're dirt bikes or die, nothing else. And then there's the other crowd that's, sport quads only. And then there's maybe 30% of us that like both. Um, what's better though? Well, it depends on the terrain you're going on. It depends on what type of riding you're going to do. I do a lot of sand dunes, and for that, I know there's dirt bike guys that do it, and God bless you. Like, it's a lot of work. I've watched them ride on the dirt bikes in the sand, and I could never do it. I definitely not with my skill level I have now on one. So I enjoy riding the Raptor. It's just the ultimate sand dune sport quad. Throw my paddles on there, and that thing just goes anywhere you want it to. So it's a lot of fun. In my opinion, the safer of the two is the sport quad. I don't think a lot of people would argue with that. I think you need to have some skill level to ride one, especially one with this kind of power. If you're into if you're riding 450s or 700 Raptor, you need to have some semblance of what you're doing on the machine, or you can hurt yourself. The power can get away from you quick. You end up on your side, roll it. Land wrong. These things leave the ground real easy, unintentional. You don't have to intend to jump it. Just going down the trail, you give it enough gas, and it's gonna, go sailing. So you got to be conscious of that and how it's going to react, and you got to know what you're doing. You can't just hop on either one of these things and just think you're just going to give it the gas and ride it like you do a car and hope for the best, because you're going to end up in hospital. They're very dangerous machines. I think after riding the dirt bike now for a while and having ridden the ATV sport quads for a lifetime, the dirt bike's definitely more dangerous, in my opinion. Now, I've talked to dirt bike guys that are exclusively dirt bike guys, and that all they ride, and they'll argue that fact. They'll say, no, dirt bikes are safer because, you can pick a narrower line, and you don't have to worry about balancing four wheels on the trail. You can just, you gotta pick a path wide enough for your dirt bike, and there's some truth to that, but the traction you get and the stability on a sport quad is much higher than it is on a dirt bike. Going through sand, for an example, I mean, it's super squirrely on a dirt bike, or a loose terrain. On a sport quad, I mean, you can go slow through it, you can go fast through it, whatever, and it's fairly stable. Hill climbs, I think, and descents, hill descents specifically, I think personally are much safer on the sport quad. But is it more fun? I don't think one's more fun than the other. I think they're equally as fun, and it depends on what kind of thrill you're looking to get, and what you're looking to do. I'm having a blast bouncing back and forth between the two. Lately, I've been riding the dirt bike more, obviously, because it's newer to me. I bought the Raptor, and this new Raptor anyway, not that long ago, right before I got this dirt bike. And I only have 4 hours on the Raptor. So we're actually going to take it out for a ride here. And got to do a ride video for you guys on that. And then we're going to throw some goodies on it for our trip. We got some goodies to put on the Raptor, a few upgrades. And so I got content on that stuff coming. And then with the dirt bike, I've been doing a lot of the dirt bike stuff just because it's so new to me. So I've had a lot of content out on the dirt bikes. So I kind of wanted to, before I just did a video on one or the other again, talk about them both at the same time here like this. I think it's a cool topic. I'm very interested and intrigued on what you guys think. What do you think the winner is? What's the best? If you can only have one, which would it be, a dirt bike or a sport quad, and why? Answer that in the comments below. And but for me, I think both are equally as fun, equally as enjoyable. I'm having a blast riding both. I definitely am more skittish and afraid when I'm riding the dirt bike because I don't have nearly the ability that, it takes to ride it really, really well. I've definitely come a long way since I first started riding, but I have a long way to go before I get to the level where I am on the sport quad. And even on a sport quad, I'm no Pete Hager or, guys like that. But I can, hold my own, ride within my limits, and I think I ride decently fast for a 47-year-old guy. So the dirt bike, I'm a little timid on it still. To me, so to me, it's a little more dangerous. 2 wheels, I think, are more dangerous than 4 wheels. And again, I know you guys with that a dirt bike's exclusive are going to argue that point. And if you have 20, 30 years of riding experience on a dirt bike, I mean, you can probably do anything you want with this. It's like an extension of your body, and I get that. And you're going to say, no, the dirt bike's safer. And I'm not going to argue with you because for you, it's probably accurate. For me personally, the sport quad's safer. I'm better at riding that. So it's awesome though, man. I suggest if you are hesitant at all on either one of these machines, if you're a dirt bike guy, you've always wanted to ride a sport quad, do it, man. I mean, what's holding you back? Besides money, maybe, I get that. But go buy a used one, a used beater, and see if you even like it. And if you do, sell it and buy yourself a new Raptor or a new IFZ or something like that. And same thing with the dirt bikes, man. Like I said earlier in the video and said it a couple times, I'm 47 years old now. And I've always wanted to do the dirt bike thing. And I was like, just always afraid. It's going to hurt myself or, spending the money and not be able to ride it and not be good enough. It's really about getting hurt, honestly, if I'm being honest. You don't heal too quick when you're in your late 40s. I could be. So, but I was like, one of these last couple of years, I've really just been watching a lot of dirt bike content and really been intrigued. And I'm like, one of these days, I really do want to ride one. And this is one of these days. I bought Honda CRF 250F to start to see if I'd be interested in it and like it. I got a really great deal on it. I paid like $5,000 for it, brand new, out the door. And I rode it for a couple months. Not a ton of hours, but about 8 hours. It was middle of summer, so it's kind of hot. But I knew this is a blast. I really enjoyed it. Aside from my first time out, which I wiped out a few times, and but I got back up on the saddle and continued and tried to improve my technique and my riding skills. And I was like, this is a lot of fun. I want to continue doing it. I want something that's a little more fun to ride, a little more something that's playful. So I sold the Honda, and then I bought this 2024 Beta X-Trainer 300. It's a 300 two-stroke. It's been an absolute blast to own and ride. It's been just amazing. So if you're hesitant about buying a dirt bike and you've been a sport quad guy your whole life, I say, what are you waiting for? Go buy one. Do what I did. I said to myself, you're 47 now. You've been looking at these things for a couple of years. Just do it. Because it's going to get to the point where you're going to be too old to do it at all. And then I'm going to be kicking myself, and you may be kicking yourself for not trying it. At least try it. Worst thing that could happen is you fall over and you bruise and cut up yourself a little bit. Not the end of the world. You wear some protective gear. Make sure you wear your boots, a helmet, gloves at least. Get yourself a chest protector. Be safe about it. Don't go out there and start sending it through the woods when you don't know what you're doing, or sending the mail through the desert. You gotta be smart. You can't just get on either one of these things and just start hauling ass. You gotta be safe and be smart. Let your skills slowly build and know how the bike's going to react in every situation. Either one of these things that could hurt you. So I suggest you do it. My final conclusion is they're both equally as fun. I can't pick a winner, and that's after a lifetime of sport quads. That's right now, obviously. The new hasn't probably worn off yet on the dirt bikes. Maybe 6 months, a year from now, after some crashes and some more bumps and bruises, I may say this is for the birds. I'm getting rid of the dirt bike. Who knows? Anything could happen. But right now, I'm having an absolute blast on it. I go out. I'm fairly safe. I don't try to ride, just like with my quads, I don't try to ride above my skill level on the bike. So I keep myself in check in a way where if I do take a spill, and I have, it's not going to be too bad. So that's it, guys. I'd love to hear your thoughts. Pick a winner for yourself. Dirt bike, sport quad. No judgment from me. I think they're both awesome, like I said. But tell us your story. Why do you like dirt bikes better? Why do you like sport quads better? Do you have both? Do you have just one? Leave your story in the comments below. Smash the thumbs up button on your way out. Subscribe to the channel for more content. Guys, catch you on the next one. We got some Raptor 700 mods and ride coming up next. Another rip on the beta, testing it out with the oil injection deleted. And then after those videos, you're going to have some content from Little Sahara, Oklahoma. Going to ATV Sand Wars weekend. We'll be out there. If you see me out there, I'll be on the Raptor. Come say hi. I'll give you a sticker. Odyssey Off-Road sticker. If you come stop me, say hi. I'll have some stickers on me. I'll give you one. So we'll see you out there. If you're not, catch you on the next video. Ride safe.